Good morning. My name is Latanya Scott, and I am the Communications Director with AARP Louisiana. Thank you all so much for joining us today. We are excited to once again be a part of the RSEA Annual Conference. And again, thank you. So today's discussion is all about supporting you and your loved ones. I invite you to share ideas, ask questions. I know we're virtual. However, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to email us and we'll make sure that we get those questions answered. So let's get started. Caring for a family member or close friend is one of the most important roles that you'll play. It may start with driving your loved one to get groceries or going to the doctor. And as time goes by, you may find yourself taking more time from work, preparing meals, or handling bills. And no matter where you are in the journey of family caregiving, just beginning to anticipate a need, helping to coordinate a big move, or taking care of a family member full time, having a good framework to help guide both you and your loved one will make the process much easier. So when it comes to caring for a loved one, we know that most families don't have a plan until a problem or a crisis emerges. People can now expect to live 20 to 30 years beyond the traditional retirement age of 65. And so now, more than ever, it is important to prepare for the future so you can better meet the demands of caregiving. During this session, we'll share a framework to help you make plans for caring for a family member, neighbors, and friends. You will have an opportunity to exchange tips. We'll give ideas and advice and learn about resources that are available to you and your loved ones. So today we'll begin with a quick clip from a short documentary that was produced by AARP. It's Caregiving the Circle of Love, and it's presented in English. It's also available with Chinese subtitles. And it showcases the powerful and emotional stories of a Chinese American family giver, including NBC and MSNBC news anchor Richard Liu. The film stories brings a light to the challenges that many of us face while offering support or meeting the demanding challenges of caregiving. And so I'm not going to, for the purposes of time, I'm not going to show the entire documentary. However, I encourage you to, in your own time, to check it out. And you can you can find the video at aarp.org/circle of love.
About 20 years old, my family and I unexpectedly became caregivers for my father, auntie, and my two grandmothers. I quit my job in Wausau, Wisconsin to move back to Sacramento, California to take care of them. All four of them passed away in about a year's time. We scrambled to give them the best care possible, but I know that we could have been better prepared to care. With my experiences as a caregiver, I was curious to learn how others cared for their loved ones.
I want to turn now to MSNBC's Richard Louis, who is actually in Paris.
Good morning, I'm Richard Louis, live in San Bernardino.
From Paris to San Bernardino to the Middle East, the unexpected is expected for MSNBC and NBC news anchor Richard Louis. But then this happened.
He fell down the steps on this step here. He fell this step and he fell forward. This is after he drove the car through the garage door and through the back.
Moses.
Instead of a call to travel for breaking news, he received a call to come home to help with his dad.
Can you take me back to how this all started?
When he started to forget like his siblings' names, my aunties and uncles, then we said, there might be something going on. It was determined that there was dementia or Alzheimer's or a mix thereof.
This will be the bedroom. This will be the bathroom.
Richard and his family started taking action from the ground up.
This will be the kitchen. This will be the living room.
They're remodeling the first floor of his childhood home so his dad can live safely.
It is like any other project that you might undertake. It's got all of the things that need to happen
and organizing medical information. With generous support from his manager, Richard changed his work schedule, flying from New York to San Francisco every week. Richard's dad, Stephen, has a regimented daily schedule. A stop for sandwiches,
a donut shop, and grocery store. So you're telling me something about the donut shop being special to your family?
Yeah, we used to go there as kids.
So I'm going to stop it there because, like I said, for the purposes of time, I don't want to play the entire documentary. But again, I encourage you to visit aarp.org/circle of love to view the entire documentary because it is very powerful. So now let me ask a few more questions. And if you are able to raise your hand for any of these questions, then you have been a caregiver. Do you help a loved one with household tasks such as cleaning, laundry, or yard work? Help a loved one with medications? Regularly cook or provide food for a loved one? Drive to doctor's appointments, make shopping trips, or run other errands? Provide personal care such as bathing or dressing? Help with a loved one's finances or pay their bills? Provide emotional or spiritual support and companionship, communicate with health professionals, and coordinate healthcare. If you have raised your hand, you are or you have been a caregiver. So give yourselves a round of applause. Caregiving may be one of the most important roles you will take on in your life. And AARP's founder, Dr. Eltha Percy Andrews, was a caregiver to her parents. In fact, she left her job to care for her mother. And she said, "It is only the giving of oneself to others that we truly live. The human contribution is an essential ingredient." Caregiving is in AARP's DNA. AARP supports family caregivers and their loved ones both directly through programs and online resources and more indirectly through state and federal advocacy. So now we'll talk about creating a plan, and I will attempt to share my screen again. We want to start the conversation, form your team, make a plan, find support, and care for yourself. To start the conversation, oftentimes families avoid discussions about the future simply because they don't want to think about changes in the lives of the people they love the most. Most people, they wait until a crisis occurs before they talk about their values and preferences, their wishes for healthcare, or details about their finances. It's never easy to bring up what you think will be an uncomfortable topic. However, a lot of uncertainty can be avoided if you talk with your loved ones before a crisis occurs. It is easy to put off these conversations because they can be very difficult. Plus, we are busy. You may be surprised to find out that your loved one has been meaning to have the talk too. So we want to, when raising the topic of future care, you might find it helpful to reference an article you just read or something you saw on the news to break the ice. For example, I'm starting to think about estate planning. Do you have any advice? Or I just read an article about gathering all of your important papers. Sometime, can you show me where yours are and what you'd like us to do just in case? Try not to anticipate what your loved one might say or how they will react. Just get the conversation started. Be open, express your love and concern, and most importantly, listen. Keep in mind that the conversation will likely take place over time. And thirdly, you want to respect your loved one's wishes. Make sure your loved one is participating in the conversation as much as possible. And then you want to size up the situation. Once you get the conversation going, evaluate what you're hearing. Understanding your loved one's priorities, where they want to live, and the nature of their care will help determine the next steps. You want to review their finances. Money can be a particularly sensitive subject to talk about, but is often at the heart of many decisions you'll make with your loved one. And you have to consider how you're going to pay for housing, healthcare, and other expenses, groceries, medications, transportation, etc. Ask your loved one to review their bank accounts, investments, insurance coverage, and other relevant finances, assets, or income that can be used to cover these costs. And find out whether they have long-term care insurance. should they need it. You may find that your loved one's initial response to your attempt to start the conversation is something like, I just don't want to talk about it. But keep in mind that some people are private by nature, and sometimes it's just difficult for someone to admit they need help. And as a result, you may encounter some resistance. If your first conversation doesn't go well, try again. If you're still running into difficulty, try asking a trusted family member, doctor, or faith leader to share your concerns. Then you want to form your team. Caring for a family member or friend can be too big of a job for just one person. Trying to do everything by yourself may lead to burnout and problems with your own health and well-being. It's important to form a larger network of family and friends, and sometimes you need to tap into community resources to share the load. So here are some tips to help you form your team. Proximity has its advantages, such as stopping over to see your loved one, driving her to a doctor's appointment, or cooking her a meal. Just because someone doesn't live nearby or have huge blocks of free time doesn't mean they can't pitch in. Family or friends living at a distance can help with tasks such as coordinating meals, bill paying, or financial assistance. Don't be hesitant to ask others for help. Some people may need a little encouragement to take on a task and are glad when you ask them. And then also, you want to leverage the talents and strengths of your team. For example, the computer whiz in the family could help set up an online calendar for coordinating meals or chores. And someone who loves to garden might be willing to help out with your loved one's yard. Then you want to build your support team. Both quantity and quality are important to think about when building your team. While having a large caregiving team can be helpful, too many people may be unwilling to manage. Make sure everyone on the team is clear about their responsibilities. They should be supportive and willing to lend a hand to your loved one. You want to make sure that everyone has something to contribute. You want to play to everyone's strength. And then also, the key and often overlooked participant in the conversation is the person who may need the care. Bearing mental or physical incapacity or other extraordinary circumstances, the person receiving the care should play a significant role in determining who should be on the team and what needs to be done. And then you want to make your plan. Now that you have your team filled with willing caregivers, it's time to start building out a plan and designating responsibilities. Always make sure your plans are being made with the person you are caring for at the center of the discussion. The plan does not have to be extensive or fancy, and you can never anticipate every detail or scenario. The plan should include immediate needs as well as plans for the future. And keep in mind that options for addressing needs will depend on finances, the willingness of your support team, and the resources available in your community. So you want to hold a meeting. A family meeting is one way to help you get things organized and ensure that all of your team members are on the same page when it comes to making and keeping to the plan. First, you want to meet with your caregiving team. This may take face-to-face, over a conference call, or through a series of emails. And you just want to determine what works best for all of you all. Next, you want to assess the goals and needs of your caregiving team. Remember, this doesn't need to be extensive or fancy, and you can't anticipate every detail or scenario. Just try to include immediate needs and broader plans for the future. And after you determine your goals, delegate responsibilities. Now it's time to figure out who will do what. Make sure you determine what tasks everyone is comfortable performing. Here's some helpful tips to remember during your team meeting. The family member who will receive the care, again, should play a very significant role in talking about and assigning roles and tasks to the extent possible. For example, even if one child is an accountant, an older parent may feel more comfortable having another child look after their financial affairs. Communicate. Try to keep everyone informed as things change. Make sure that everyone knows about the discussion ahead of time so there are no surprises or hurt feelings. And one family member should take notes and write a brief summary of what was decided. A written summary of the plan helps ensure that the wishes and needs of your loved ones have been considered and included. Find support. If you've come to realize that the scope of care needed for your loved one is beyond what you or your team can provide, it is okay to reach out for extra support. There are a number of ways you can obtain the help that you need. And here are just a few tips. Locate community resources. Your local agency on aging can help connect you to a variety of support services, such as home delivered meals, transportation, adult daycare, care management, and more. Your local agency on aging can also answer questions about which resources are free and which may have a cost. You can also check into services offered in your community through the elder care locator. Consult a professional. Oftentimes, your loved one's needs can be complex, especially when health, emotional, and financial issues are at play. A trained social worker or nurse can help you sort things out. And here are some more tips to find support. Hire help. If you see that your loved one needs help with daily activities, try exploring home care options. Some home care workers do household tasks such as cleaning and meal preparation, while others do more personal care tasks such as bathing and dressing. Your local agency on aging, again, can help you identify and connect with the appropriate services. You can also go online and visit AARP's Caregiver Resources Center at aarp.org/caregiving for more information. Secure their safety. To help your loved one be safe and comfortable in their home, try incorporating handrails, grab bars, night lights, or adjustable shower seats. You can also check out AARP's Home Fit Guide at aarp.org/homefit for a whole range of solutions. Again, that email address or that web address is aarp.org/homefit. And you want to explore housing options. A variety of housing with supportive services may be available in your community. Once you determine the criteria that you need, visit several facilities and be sure to talk to residents and their families. For more information on housing options, go online and visit AARP's Caregiving Resource Center. The web address is medicare.gov/nursing-home-compare. That number again for if you're considering a nursing home is medicare.gov/nursing-home-compare. And care for yourself. Don't overlook the impact of caregiving on you. Pay attention to your health and well-being. The best way to ensure you have the energy to care for a loved one is to take care of yourself. And here are a few tips. Tap into resources. Social workers, nurses, and other professionals can guide you through care options and help monitor the care if you don't live nearby. Use technology. Personal emergency response systems, remote monitoring devices, and mobile apps can help you coordinate care. Ask your employer. Some employers offer benefits or services to support family caregivers. Review finances. It's important to calculate your caregiving related expenses and account for them in your personal budget. And talk to your doctor. Let them know that you're a caregiver and discuss ways to manage stress. Take advantage of caregiving services and supports. They can help you throughout your caregiving journey. And take a break. Make time for exercise, sleep, healthy eating, and staying connected with friends. AARP offers a variety of online information resources and self-paced learning for all family caregivers. And I just want to make sure that I mention these three resources. AARP's Caregiving Resource Center, which is a central hub for all things caregiving at AARP. You can read the latest articles, tips, and advice. AARP's Public Policy Institute's Family Caregiving Video Series. The video series available in English and Spanish seeks to equip family caregivers with simple, concrete instruction on a variety of topics, including wound care, mobility, and managing medications. And then AARP's Learn at 50 Plus website, which is available at this time in English only. You can learn about events and explore interactive educational videos and webinars on caregiving. You can also download a Prepare to Care guide and checklist from aarp.org/learn at 50 plus. Thank you so much for sitting through this workshop. I hope that you were able to learn something today, and I just wish you well on your caregiving journey. If you have any questions, I can be reached at lsscott@aarp.org. Our web address is aarp.org/LA. Thank you. It's been great, and I wish you well. Have a good day.